For this class, we're going to begin seated. So come into a Sukhasana pose. And just to wake up your mind and your body a bit more, take your non-dominant leg in front. Hands tops of your knees. Allow your eye gaze to become softer, less grip on what you're looking at, or even close your eyes completely if you feel comfortable there without falling back asleep. As you inhale, feel your spine grow longer, crown of your head rising, and as you exhale, ground down through your sit bones and allow your knees to drop a little bit more, find a little bit more release through your thighs, less holding on. Let your breath become larger and more vibrant. Your exhale is more full and refreshing. And if it helps you out on an inhale, bring your shoulders up towards your ears and then slide your shoulder blades down and back behind you. Knit your floating ribs in. You might find that you shift back a little bit. Be sure to release the tension of your thighs once again. And then I invite you to set a dedication or intention for this practice, something you've been working on or something that is new. The main thing is that you've shown up, and that is plenty. Bring your palms into your heart center in Anjali Mudra. Bow your chin to your chest. Let's take one more inhale and exhale as community. Deep breath in for full expansion. And exhale, full release. When you're ready, lift up your head and blink your eyes open to refocus. Oh look, we've got a few people joining us. Good morning. And take your hands down back towards your knees. As you guys get set up, we're just gonna do a little bit more stretching before we get into it. On an inhale, reach your arms out and up. Look up towards your fingertips. Keep your shoulder blades reaching down. On an exhale, twist to your left. Right hand to the top of your left knee. Left fingertips behind you. We're gonna be here for one more inhale. And exhale, send your chin beyond your left shoulder, leaning slightly over to your right hip. Inhale, take it back, center, arms lift. Exhale, twist to the right. Same but different. Use the resistance of your fingertips behind you, shifting slightly to the left as you send your chin beyond your right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, take your hands back to your heart center. Bring your chin in line. Then roll over onto your hands and knees so you're in a tabletop position. We're going to take one round of cow and cat, so we're going to make it really strong. Inhale, drop your belly. Lift up your hips. Reach your heart forwards. Start to turn your inner elbows forward. And then if your tops of your feet are onto the mat, press the tops of your feet. If it's your toes, kind of claw at the mat at your toes. Both of these are fine. Really reach your heart forward, shoulders are back, sending your chin upward, spreading your fingertips, press down through everything's touching the mat. Reach down through your belly, but lift up through your hips and your shoulders up through your heart. Deep, deep, deep stretch. And then on an exhale, very mindfully, pull in your belly, using your core strength, arch your spine coming into a cat pose. Your inner elbows are still facing forward, but you're starting to reach your chin toward your chest, popping everything up. So you're really lifting up, engage your core. So again, it's not sucking in, rather it's pulling in. So it feels like your belly button is reaching toward your spine. So you might feel a deep stretch through your back. This could make you even shake a little bit and then come back down to neutral spine. Puppy dog pose. Watch your hands out towards the corners of your yoga mat. Inner elbows up once again, low belly in, so you start to maybe take out a little bit of the sway, and then dip your chest down. Again, whatever is touching the mat with your feet, whether your toes are tucked, untucked, this really depends at this moment mostly on how your knees are feeling. And then press your way back up to your hands and knees, tap your toes, press your chest on your hips, up and back, downward facing dog. So just a couple breaths here to find a little bit of space here, working out any tension that you may have accumulated while you were sleeping. Bend your knees deeply, press your chest back to your thighs. Keep all that length in your back, and then just start to tilt your hips up. This will help your heels drop down to the mat. Lift up on your kneecaps. Grab your inner elbows forward. Just breathe. And then walk your hands one hand print closer to you, short down dog. Right hand to your left ankle, if it doesn't reach, to go up to your calf or your thigh. And then you're going to pull your left hip back as you start to scoop your torso underneath your left arm. Keep that arm really strong and long. Then place your right hand back in line with the left. Left hand across your body to your ankle, calf, or thigh. Same but different. You're pulling your right thigh back. And then replace the hand next to the other. Tip your hands to that more typical down dog length, about a hand print further. Inhale, lift your toes, come to the top of a plank pose, make any adjustments you need. Stay here for a few breaths. Inner elbows forward, low belly in. Notice if you're starting to rise up or really like swoop down with your hips. You want to keep it perfectly in line as best you can. Always an option to take knees down. On an exhale, chin to your chest, pop up your back, lift up and back, downward facing dog. So you can kind of like wave it all the way back. All right, inhale, rise to your toes, come to the top of plank pose once again. Come to your right forearm, and then come to your left forearm. See if you can keep your arms parallel to each other. If that's not happening, you can interlace your fingertips. Reach your heart forward here, low belly is engaged. Press up to your right hand, then up to your left hand. Then come down to your left forearm, come down to your right forearm. Stay here for 3 breaths. And then, exactly from here, you're going to start to walk into a dolphin pose immediately. So, just see how your body's reacting at this moment. Walk your feet in a little bit closer. Again, if you need to take your hands together, you can do that. Otherwise, see if you can keep your forearms parallel to each other. Stay here for a couple breaths so you're pressing away from the mat. You're not like sinking your shoulders down. And then maybe walk in a tiniest bit closer with your feet. Pressing away, spread fingertips, this will help. All right, then set your feet back just a bit, press up to your hands. Once again, press up, back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look towards the top of your mat. On an exhale, step or hop all the way to the top, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Press your feet down away from you. You're going to stay here in this halfway lift, this Ardha Uttanasana. So your fingertips are pressing in something. If you cannot comfortably touch the mat, touch your shins. Reach your shoulders back like we're doing a cobra pose here. Press your feet down and away from you. So you're really, really engaging your legs. You ought to feel this in your outer thighs. All right, keeping all that activity with your kneecaps lifted on an exhale, chest to thighs reach all the way down. All right, reverse swan dive, press to your feet, reach your arms out and up. On exhale, hands to your heart center. And then arms alongside you in Tadasana pose. 3 breaths, really engaged. On an inhale, arms lift up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, take it all the way forward, forward fold. Breath in, halfway lift again. Find lots of activity here. Exhale, fold, step back to the top of the plank pose. On an exhale, with your knees lowered or lifted, lower through chaturanga, elbows graze inward, untuck your toes, inhale. Upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look towards the top of the mat. On an exhale, step or hop to the top once again. Inhale, half lift, lengthen, offer your heart. Exhale, fold to honor back. And then take it out and up to standing upward prayer. Exhale, hands to heart. Arms alongside your body. Take your toes together, just slightly apart. Inhale, sit low, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Gaze forward. Exhale, fold, step it back or hop back to chaturanga. On an exhale, you're going to lower. Untuck toes. Inhale for the back bend. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Angle your left foot in, step your right foot forward. Warrior 1, lift it all the way. We're just going to be here 1 breath, so make it a good one. 1 full exhale, hands come down, step back. Go through your chaturanga on the exhale. Untuck toes, inhale, back bend. Exhale. Downward facing dog, angle your right foot so you can step your left one forward. Warrior 1, rise up, ground down through the right foot, right hip is drawing forward. Exhale, take it all the way back down. Chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, bend knees, look towards top of mat. Exhale. Make your way to the top, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana. 2 toes together, knees together. Sit low, arms lift up. Exhale, come up to standing. Hands to your heart. Arms alongside your body. Tadasana, 3 breaths. At the end of your third exhale, inhale, arms lift, gaze up. Find even more space here. Exhale. Pivot all the way down, forward fold. See if you can bring your chest a little even closer to your thighs. Keep your kneecaps lifted. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Jump back to chaturanga or step back to plank. Vinyasa, make your way back to down dog. All right, bend your knees. Look just beyond your hands. So again, fingertips are spread wide. Your hips are hiked up. We're gonna just hop to a seat in the middle of the mat. So find a little bit of movement, a little momentum. And on the exhale, hop forward, cross your ankles, and come to your sit. Yeah. And then roll onto your back. We're gonna take a reclined hand to toe pose here. So let your left leg come out long, flex your toes, bring your right thigh in, take your hands to the back of your thigh. So first make sure that your right hip is grounding down. It's not already kind of creeping up away from the mat. If it is, all you have to do is bend your left knee. Straighten your right leg up toward the ceiling. Flex your toes towards your face. Your hands are behind your thigh. Flex the toes of your left foot. Making sure, again, that both hips are driving down. Pull your thigh against your hands against your thigh. And then let the arms wing just a bit. So you start to maybe shift your leg back in space. Don't let that happen at the expense of your hip rising up, however. So you've got lots of activity here. It's not just pulling your leg, you're pressing your leg against your hands. All right, exhale, bend the knee, release that tension. Extend your right leg out long. Flex that foot. Pull your left knee in, adjust if you need. And lift your fingertips, see if you can find the opposite way. And then straighten the left leg. Again, if you notice that your left hip is rocking away, bend one or both of your knees. Just make sure that the feet are still flexed. And then let's add some zhuzh. Hands to thigh pulling in. Thighs pressing against your hands. And then let your hands win just a little bit. So maybe you're starting to draw your thigh a little bit closer to your chest. You might notice this isn't as far as you normally go. That's okay. Be sure that you're still flexing your foot. All right, then release that tension. Release both legs out in front of you. We're going to take a shavasana for 3 breaths. Your legs are a little bit further apart. Your arms are out. Shoulder blades are supporting your heart. 3 breaths beginning now. Into breath. Wake it up. Bend your knees. Your feet are still into the mat. Cross your right thigh over your left. Wrapping once or twice. If you can go twice and your toes are like poking on the other side, press them to the back of your thigh. Lift up your heels so that they're in line with your knees. Then wrap your right elbow underneath, wrapping once or twice. If this feels weird in this orientation on your shoulders, just take your hands to your shoulders and only wrap once. I'm actually going to do that this morning. So, on an inhale, your belly is down. Reach your toes away from you. Reach your elbows and your hands away from your head. On an exhale, bring your elbows and toes together. You'll have to curl up in order to do this. Your hips will lift up, your back will lift up. Inhale, extend out. Keep your heels up in line with your knees. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, extend out. Low belly is still engaged in all positions. Exhale, pull it in. And then come back to that more neutral area. Uncross your legs, uncross your arms, then cross the other way. Left thigh over, rubbing once or twice. Then the left elbow under, either hands to shoulders or backs of hands together, keeping knee and toes in line with knee. Inhale, reach elbows and heels away from each other. Exhale, bring knees and elbows close together. Inhale, create space between your elbows and your knees, keeping your heels lifted. Exhale, drop in. One more time like that. Draw in. Come back to that neutral, unwind. Unravel arms, unravel legs. Keep your legs lifted, extend your feet up to the ceiling. Arms are alongside your body. You're going to now, might be a little bit more space. Drop both legs over to the right. See if you can take some of the resistance away from your arms. It's just there for balance. Exhale, bring your heels up toward the ceiling. Drop it over to the other side. Exhale, pull up toward the ceiling. Inhale, draw both legs over to the right. Exhale, pull up. Over to left. Exhale, pull up. See if you can use your core strength here once more, either side. You should feel quite awakening in your hips, your obliques. Back up to center. Bend both knees into your chest, take your hips to the backs of your thighs, and then gain enough momentum rocking up and back till you come to a forward fold at the top of your mat. You can do it without using your hands. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, make your way back to downward facing dog. You can take a vinyasa if you'd like to. On your next inhale, right leg up toward the ceiling, bend your knee, open up through your hips. Lift your right knee really high, keep your left heels hidden behind your toes. And then on an exhale, re-straighten, take your knee to your right elbow, shift it forward. Drop your knee down to your wrist. Take it up to your elbow, put your hips super high, down to your wrist, up to your elbow, down to your wrist, up to your elbow, strike it all the way back up to that tripod dog. This time on an exhale, take your knee to your nose and then place your foot between your hands towards your right thumb. We're going to take a modified pyramid here. So all you need to do is start to straighten the right leg. Can you do so while keeping your fingertips where they are? You might need to readjust them just to make sure you've got wrists below your shoulders. Again, you can keep both knees bent if you like. Keep your right hip drawing back, low belly in. Reach your heart forward. And then reach your arms out alongside you so that your palms are facing toward each other, really pinkies toward each other. Biceps in line with your ears. You've got to really keep your core strength here. And because we're in a modified pyramid, you're only on your left toes. You really have to engage your legs to keep balance. Scissor your thighs together. Exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Awesome. Bend into your right knee. Have your fingertips away, lift all the way up to your high crescent lunge. Dip your hips down. Maybe shift the left heel back so your heel is spiked over your toes. Really sit low, scissor your thighs together even here. Sweep your arms back, lean forward, palms are back. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, shift your weight forward. Although I know that your belly might come onto your thigh, you're not allowing it to rest. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, shift forward, and then and you're going to come all the way forward to a warrior three. Shoulder blades back, low belly in. Try not to find any sway. And then take your hands down to the mat so you're standing splits. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then exhale, dive your chest onto your thigh. Keep your left thigh lifted. All right, we're going to take a few kundalini squats here. All right, so inhale, get low. Pull your right knee behind your left into a little ball. On an exhale, extend your left heel up toward the ceiling. Inhale, pull in, get low. Exhale, draw up. Inhale, pull in, get low. Exhale, draw all the way up. And then release the left foot next to the right. Forward fold. You can either wiggle around a bit or notice what your body feels like when you choose to slowly unwind your stillness. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press through feet, reach arms out of that. All the way up, standing. Lots of space. Exhale, hands to heart center. Arms alongside your body in Tadasana. We'll be here for 3 breaths, beginning now. All right, make your way back to downward facing dog as you like. Take as much time or as little as you like before you take the other side. Move whenever you're ready. In your downward facing dog, very deep breath in. And pull back out. And then once more on your own. On your next inhale, when you're ready, left leg comes up, bend your knee, open up through your hips. Make sure your right heel is hidden. And you're going to start to drop your left shoulder just a little bit so it's in line with the other. Re-straighten the left leg. On an exhale, take your knee to your left elbow, shift forward, drop your knee down to your wrist. Up to your elbow. Down to your wrist. Up to your elbow. Down to your wrist on the left side, up to your elbow, strike it all the way back up. Tripod dog. On your next exhale, pull your knee to your nose, place your foot between your hands towards your left thumb, keeping the right heel spiked up. We're going to move to that modified pyramid, so start to straighten the left leg. Maybe walk your hands just a bit to make sure your wrists are below your shoulders. Remember, left hip draws back. If you notice that your left hip is creeping back, just bend your knee a bit. We don't need to have straight legs. For this variation, the back heel is lifted. This might make it a little bit more intense for your balance. So remember, scissor your thighs together. That square of the hips is also going to help you out here. Okay, make sure you've got a firm foundation. And then when you're ready, reach your arms out. Using core strength to stay up. Biceps in line with the ears, left hip draws back. Your pinkies are pointing toward each other. Find long breaths. And then drop your hands down to the mat when you're ready. Yeah, nice slow. Good. Bend into your left knee. Have your fingertips away from the mat. Lift all the way up to your high lunge. Again, consider wiggling the back leg back a bit so that your heel is really directly over your toes. Lots and lots of length. Arms lift up, pinkies are faced toward each other. On an exhale, sweep your arms back, your palms are down, lean forward. Again, your belly is probably going to be on your thigh, but try not to rest there. Inhale, lift back up, arms lift. Exhale, sweep forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sweep it back. All right, this time, a little bit of momentum. You're going to send your weight forward, coming into a warrior three. Your right leg will lift. Right thigh is lifting up to the inside. Right hip is in line with the left. Notice if you're starting to bend your belly down, pull your belly button up towards your spine. You've got this. And then when you're ready, drop your hands down toward the mat. Standing splits. Inhale, wave your heart long. Exhale, hinge forward. More chin towards your shin. And then, 3 times again, we're going to take those kundalini squats. Inhale, get low, right knee tucks behind the other, get low. Exhale, strike your heel up. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, kick it up. Final time, inhale, get in. Exhale, strike up. And then, as you're ready, step your right foot next to the left. Forward fold. Decompress here, maybe find movement. Perhaps you notice what it feels like to find that relaxation through stillness. When you're ready, on an inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Press through your feet to reach your arms out and up toward the ceiling. Upward prayer. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Arms alongside your body. 3 breaths here, near Tadasana. First breath is now. Recognize the quality of your breath, what has changed, what remains the same. And at the end of your 3rd exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. You can choose to take a vinyasa or just step back any way you like. Move whenever you're ready. Deep full inhale. And release it on your exhale. Inhale, right leg up and back. Bend your knee, open up through your hips, keeping your heel dropped. Reach straight down and inhale. Exhale, take your knee to your right elbow. 3 times, drop down to wrist and take it up to the elbow. Strike it all the way back up to the tripod dog. And then when you're ready, on an exhale, pull your knee to your chest to place your foot between your hands so you can keep your right palm down. Modified pyramid pose. Straighten the right leg, pull your right hip back. Find your stability, and then shake it up. Bring your arms out so that your arms are in line with your ears. Right hip is drawing back. Find lots of space here. And then release your hands down toward the mat. Rebend into the right knee. When you're ready, lift up, high crescent lunge. Wiggle the back foot back. Finding even more space between your 2 feet. On an exhale, shift your weight forward, arms come back. Make sure that you're not resting your belly on your thigh. Inhale, take it up and back, keeping your right leg straight. Exhale, swing it forward. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, swing your torso forward. Transition to your warrior 3 pose. Left leg is lifted. All right, we're going to change it up a little bit here, adding some more things. From here, we're going to move into an Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose. Take your right hand down toward the mat, tilt your left hip open. You can take your left hand to your left hip. Again, notice if you're arcing back. We're not going to do that in this particular pose. When you're ready, left fingertips come up toward the ceiling. And then from here, we move into a warrior two. So bend through your right leg, stand all the way back. Warrior two, landing. So inner shoulder, elbows lifted up, palms are down. Drop down, pressing through the outer edge of your left foot. This creates more space to dip down. Can you lower even more? We're gonna find some static here. What are you noticing through your body as you sit in this warrior two? From here, we're gonna take a little bit of a dance from here to the warrior, to the Ardha Chandrasana. So, reach forward, lunge up to the right leg, Ardha Chandrasana. On an exhale, stand it all the way back. Warrior two, 3 breaths here. At the end of that third exhale, reach forward. Ardha Chandrasana. When you're ready, stand all the way back. Warrior two, 3 breaths. All right, shifting forward to the Ardha Chandrasana once again. Reach forward, fingertips tap down, maybe use a block. And then, keeping the left leg lifted, you're going to tilt hips down, take your left hand to the mat, you're in standing splits. So now this all feels familiar again. Inhale, lengthen out, and exhale, chest towards your thigh. 3 kundalini squats. Inhale, get low, knee comes behind the back. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, crouch down. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, crouch down. Exhale, lift it up. And then place your foot next to the other. Make a choice. Do you move around to release, or do you hold still? Inhale, lengthen out halfway. Exhale, fold. Keep your kneecaps lifted, reaching your chest to your thighs. Really use that opposing motion to help you go deeper. And as you're ready, reach your arms out and then come up to standing. Exhale, take your hands to your heart center. Shift the weight over to the left leg. Cross right ankle over left thigh. A bend to your left knee. Standing figure 4. Be sure to flex that foot. Draw your right knee down and back. This is going to shoot your bum back as you tilt forward. And depending on how you're feeling this morning and what you're up to, you might just stay here in balance or take your hands down toward the mat. Still maintain a little bend to your left knee here. This may help you get to a deeper stretch. All right, as you're ready, start to make your way back up to standing. Stand down. Come to your Tadasana, your version. Hands at heart, palms alongside body, toes together or separate. 3 breaths. Inhale, arms lift, send your chin up. Exhale, hinge your hips, forward fold. Take it all the way down. Breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step back to top of plank pose. Exhale, knees up or down through chaturanga, elbows come in towards your rib cage, untap toes. Inhale for the back bend of your choice, either lifting your thighs away or not. And then exhale, lift it up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Once more on your own. And then as you're ready, inhale, left leg up and back, bend your knee, open up through your hips, create lots of space. Re-straighten the leg, exhale, take your knee to your left elbow. And then 3 times, you're gonna go down to your wrist and up to your elbow. After that 3rd time, strike your leg back up, tripod dog. On an exhale, take your knee to your nose, place your foot between your hands, see if you can keep your left palm down as you do so. Straighten that left leg for the modified pyramid, that is. Walk your hands a little bit closer to you if you need. If you want wrists generally under your shoulders. I think there's gonna be a big crack of thunder. Pull your left hip back. Find the scissoring between your thighs. Give yourself that balance, and as you're ready, arms come out long. Use your core strength. Can you get your torso parallel with your mat? Exhale, release your hands down. Bend into the left knee. You're in this low lunge, and then when you're ready, you're going to rise up. High lunge, maybe scooch the back leg back even further. And then 3 times here. We're going to swing forward, arms come back. With control, inhale, take it up. Keep your right leg straight as much as you can. Exhale, take it forward. Finding the movement between the poses. Inhale, lift up. Once more, take it forward. And then from here, we're going to take it forward to warrior 3. You know where we're going. Shift your weight forward, right leg lifts. All right. And then when you're ready, from here, it's Ardha Chandrasana. This is where you change things up again. So start to tilt your torso out to the right. Your left hand comes down, maybe hand to your right hand to hip, or extend your leg up toward the ceiling. Find activity through the right leg. Try to keep your right toes generally in line with your nose. So notice if your leg is like swaying out to the side. We want to keep it in line, and that is because we're about to move into warrior 2. So bend through your left knee. Reach your right leg back as far as you can. Stand all the way back, landing warrior 2. We'll be here for several breaths. Left knee over left thigh, or left ankle that is. Right toes ever so slightly pulled in. Left knee reaches out to the left, shoulders away from your ears. And from here, we're going to launch back to the Ardha Chandrasana. Lean forward, reach forward, launch up. Ardha Chandrasana, find your stability. And then start to break it up, bend through the left knee, stand all the way back. 3 breaths in warrior 2. After that 3rd exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, shift it forward. When you're ready, take it back to the warrior 2. 3 breaths here. Then take it back to the Ardha Chandrasana, final time like this. And then standing splits. You're just going to take your right hand down, keep your right leg lifted. The orientation of your toes changes. So you're lifting up to the inside of your right thigh. And now we're back in a familiar shape. Inhale, wave out long. Exhale, draw your chest closer to your thigh. Your right leg will lift. And then kundalini squats. Inhale, tuck the right knee behind the left as you get low and crouch down. Exhale, straighten your right heel up. Inhale, get low, get close. Exhale, expand. One more time like that. Inhale, get low. Exhale, expand upward. And then place your right foot next to the left. Your forward fold, your decision about how much movement occurs here. Inhale, lift up halfway. Gaze forward, press through both feet. Exhale, chest to thighs. Reverse swan dive, reach arms out and up as you press through your feet. Lift up and down and exhale, take your hands to your heart center. And then arms alongside your body, find your Tadasana. We'll be here for 3 breaths beginning now. Bring your hands back to your heart center, shift the weight over to your right foot. Bend that knee a little bit, cross the left thigh, cross ankle over thigh that is. Just flex the foot, bring your left knee down and back, tilt forward, your booty sticks back. And then come down as much as feels right for you. So you might just say, I'm going to use this as balance and strength, or you might say, I would like a little bit more of a stretch. And if that's the case and it's accessible, your hands come down to a block or all the way down to the mat. Maintain some bend in that right knee. And then start to make your way back up. Take your hands up to your heart. Uncross your leg. Come back to your Tadasana. As much or as little movement as serves your dedication that is today. And then just turn toward the left side of your yoga mat. You're going to spread your legs out wide, setting up for a wide-legged fold. Reach your arms out. You'd roughly want your ankles to be below your wrists. All right, awesome. You're going to wrap your inner arms up so your biceps are like shining up like you're in a warrior 2. Look up. And then on an exhale, keeping your arms out wide, you're going to tilt forward. You have to use your legs, your feet to help you here as you come forward. Your back is parallel to the mat. If this isn't okay with straight legs, then bend your knees. Reach your fingertips away from you. This is much like toward the beginning of class that we had. Press to the outer edges of your feet so you can feel your arches lift. Lift up on your kneecaps. Shift your weight forward. Keep your arms out. Keep your low belly in, not arcing down. And then when you're ready, drop your hands down. Inhale, halfway lift here with that support. Exhale, deepen your forward fold. You might take your hands back. So your hands are more like, instead of in front of your feet, they start to come back. Still here, shift your weight more to the balls of your feet. This is keeping your hips in line with your heels. Inhale, come up halfway. You're going to take your torso and your arms over to your right leg. Notice that you might seem that you're like putting more weight in the right side of your body. Be sure to use your left leg here as well. So you're trying to find some equality in the lower half of your body as you shift your upper part of your body over to the right. Unwind, come back to center. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then exhale, take your torso and your arms over to the left leg. Remembering to press the outer edge of your right foot. Shift the weight into the balls of your feet a little bit more. And here even, you're like twisting your torso to the left. So you're attempting to get the center of your chest towards your left thigh. And then take your hands back to center. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold once again. Start to rock, bring your hands back. Shoulders are away from your ears. You're trying to bring the crown of your head down toward the mat. If in this position, for the purpose of this one, if your head does meet the mat, actually walk your feet in a little bit closer so that you're still working for it. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then staying low, you're going to pivot back to the front of the mat so that you're in a low lunge. You're going to step your left foot in so that we're in a traditional pyramid pose. So instead of keeping your heel lifted, just pop your left foot in, maybe, I don't know, at this point, like almost a quarter of the way. Angle your foot 45 degrees like you're taking a warrior one. Right hip draws back. You can take your right hand to the mat or you can take it to your hip. On an exhale, bring your chin towards your shin. So same but different than before. A lot of similar elements. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then reach your arms out in front of you. Exhale, take your hand down to the mat. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot so you're in a low lunge. And you're going to just do a jump. Bring your left foot forward, your right is back. Yes. Okay, and we're going to come to pyramid on this pose. Step your right foot in, slightly ankle out the toes. Pull your left hip back, straightening the front leg. Reach forward, exhale, chin to shin. Then inhale, lift up halfway. Bring your arms out. Biceps alongside ears, pinkies angling in toward each other. Keep your left hip back, right hip forward. Exhale, take it all the way back down. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot, bend into your left knee. And then simply step your right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Come all the way up to standing. Keep your arms lifted. Lift up onto your toes. So you're about as tall as you could possibly be. And then start to bend your knees. And then start to sit your hips lower, 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 keeping your heels higher, 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 until eventually your heels and your bum connect and you rock onto your back, come all the way onto your back, release. Cross your right thigh over your left. Shift your hips over to the right about 2 inches, drop your knee over to left. Take a supine twist here. If that cross of your legs is a bit much, then feel free to uncross them. On an exhale, take your knees back to center. Realign your pelvis and your hips. Uncross your right leg. Press left thigh over right. And then scoot your hips to the left so you've got a little bit more space to drop both knees over to the right. Again, if that crossing is too much, simply unwind. And then when you're ready on an exhale, take your knees back up. Realign your hips. Uncross your knees. Pull both knees in towards your chest. Drop your arms around your shins. Pull your forehead up towards your knees. Give yourself a deep, big, loving squeeze. full of gratitude and respect, and on an exhale, move into your Shavasana pose, reaching your legs out in front of you, arms alongside your body. So you're going to separate your arms a little bit further away from the sides of your body, palms lift up, and then start to remove the muscle activity as best you can. Allow everything to release. Finding separation and space between thoughts, allowing those spaces to become larger and larger. Inhale more deeply and exhale more fully. Once again, a very deep, full breath. With that softness that you've created, have you found more space? And exhale for an even deeper release. As you're ready, start to have enough movement to your body, enough waking up, that you can roll over onto your right side. Gently pull your knees in close toward you. And then keeping that softness and your eyes closed, press your way up and make your way to a seated posture for a very brief reflection and meditation. You might start in that same Sukhasana pose that we began at the beginning of class, or choose something else. Bring your palms together in Anjali Mudra. That's hands together, thumbs to your sternum. Press your thumbs into your chest back into your thumbs. Offer yourself some gratitude for this practice, for this community, for this body, for this curious existence. On an inhale, take your arms out and up, palms press above you. And on an exhale, take your thumbs to the space between your eyebrows for clarity of thought, to your lips for clarity of speech, and then to your heart for clarity of action. Bow your head to your heart in honor, in gratitude, and in humility. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me, and thank you for helping me deepen my own. I am eternally grateful for you. In the name of the highest good, namaste. Good morning, everybody.